Greetings, Gateway Gators, and welcome to our March monthly bonus. Now, I know that the weather is still a little yucky outside, but we are getting into our spring season. March 19th marks the start to spring, which means that we get to enjoy even more blooms in our gardens and see our weather continue to get better, sunnier, warmer. So I wanted to celebrate spring with a little craft project. Now, I know we have made some seed bombs in the past using paper pulp I know we've made seed packets and seed bombs in the past, and I have shown you how you can harvest seeds at the end of the summer. Today, we are going to be making some seed pouches using recycled materials. In order to wrap up your seeds in a cute little pouch, you will want either maybe some tissue paper, a fabric scrap, or if you just have some paper, newspaper, magazines lying at home, that works too. If you're going to be using a thicker piece of paper, I would just crumple it up and soften it up a little bit, so that way you can wrap the seed soil around your pouch. So I also have a pair of scissors just to help with trimming paper or fabric down. And if you have any string, ribbon, twine lying around, this is a really great use. This is a great way to tie up your pouch in a pretty little way. If you don't have string or twine, maybe using dental floss, really anything works. So being flexible and thinking about how you can be creative and recycle materials is always a great thing to do. I have my dry soil here, and I'm going to put a couple handfuls inside of this container. If your soil does feel moist, just laying it out on a tray and letting it dry completely before you do this project. And you don't have to use soil, you could use sand, or even if you just want to put straight seeds into your pouch, you can do that too. I like having a little soil. It makes it a little easier to spread your seeds, and it gives them a little nutrients in order to be able to grow. Now, I'm just putting a little bit of soil in because you don't need very much. When you have a whole package of seeds, I know the urge is just to dump it all in, but really, if you think about it, one little seed can grow an entire flower, so you do not need very much. Less is more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a pinch of my seeds here and sprinkle them into my soil. I'd like to get a little bit of all of the seeds in that I have collected. I'm going to top it off with a few nasturtium seeds. I think these are really fun. They kind of remind me of shriveled up brains. And I'm going to scatter those in too. Now the fun part is you can mix those seeds into your soil. You want to make it nice and even. And then it comes time to package them up. I have some paper here, some tissue paper. Tissue paper can be very thin, so you're going to want to either layer it, or you can also fold over your sheet so that it's a little bit thicker. I'm going to soften it up a little bit just so it's easier to grip. And I am going to take a little scoop of my soil and put it at the center of this folded tissue paper. Now, one easy way to make sure that you can package it all up is to already have the string or ribbon that you're going to be using ready to go for tying. And what I like to do is I like to take each corner and put it together. So you're going to start with a triangle, and then you're going to pull those corners up. I try to pinch the top and make a little coin bag, and tissue paper will usually stay together. So you can go ahead and grab your string and tie a little ribbon around it. You can either do a knot. I suggest tying a knot, and you're going to want to make sure that you tie it very tightly because you do not want this soil and these seeds to go every which way. I'm going to do a little bow because I think it's kind of a fun little gift to give. And then I'm going to just trim the ends here. Ta-da! A fun little gift to give to a family member or friend just to let them know that spring is around the corner. Remembering to write down a little note about maybe what seeds are inside, or how you spread them and how much soil to put on, or where to plant them. For example, these wildflower seeds like to be in a nice sunny patch. Now that we made this little one, I'm going to show you how we do it with fabric. I have a bunch of fabric scraps at home. You could always use an old shirt or old pair of pants if they're worn out and have some holes in it, if you don't have fabric scraps lying around. I have a square here. You can do a square, or you can cut yours into a circle. I think it's handy though having it be in a square shape because it makes it easier for it to combine together. I'm going to take a little bit of soil, plop it at the center, and I've decided I want this couch to be a little bit bigger than the last one. Maybe I'm giving it to an avid gardener who has a lot of space to grow. I'm taking a piece of red ribbon to use that I'm going to put to the side, and then I'm going to start taking those corners up and putting them together. Remember, we're doing a little triangle, and then carefully taking those other two corners up. You can clasp your hand around it and tighten it up and make sure that you get it into a nice little coin shape. Now with fabric, if you put it down, it's going to fall over. So what I would do is I would hold it together. Sometimes this can be a two-person effort, but I usually hold the ribbon while holding the fabric, wrap it around, and tie a little knot. This might be a task that you'll want to do with a family member or friend just to help you along the way. But I'm going to tie a little bow into it after making sure it's nice and tight so that there's no soil that comes out. Here we go. So here's some tissue paper, here is some fabric. Again, you could use newspaper or magazine paper, whatever you have around your house. For those students who really want to participate in this activity, but maybe you don't have access to some spare seeds, soil, or other materials, don't you worry, I will have these items available in the library. So if you come over and say, hey, I saw the monthly bonus and I really want to do this, I will happily get you some supplies together. I will put them in a little brown paper bag for you that you can bring home. I will have quite a few different tissue paper options for you to be able to use, along with some soil, seeds, and a string or a piece of ribbon, and you can make these at home. I definitely recommend giving them away as gifts to those people in your life that you really love and that you want to show some love and appreciation to in the garden. There will be a mixture of wildflower seeds that will be available. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you are enjoying those spring flowers coming in and getting excited for our spring planting time. I will see you next month for our April monthly bonus. Bye everyone!